Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me once again. And I would like to know where you are tuning in from. If you are tuning in right now, please say hello and please state where you are joining in from, whether it's Melbourne or Sri Lanka or wherever you are from. I know it's a bit late, but thank you so much for staying up and listening to me. First, I would like to thank everyone who sent me encouraging messages, who sent me lots of love and support by calling and sending messages. Thank you so much for that encouragement that keeps me going. I really appreciate that support. So today's topic is how to stay positive during COVID-19. I felt it's timely because, especially in a lockdown situation, we all feel that stress, and sometimes I feel overwhelmed. And it's very normal for you and me to feel that because it's uncertain. This situation is uncertain. We don't know when this is going to end, and we have no control of it. It's beyond our control. So there are things that are beyond our control, but we should try. I feel that we need to try our best to stay positive. So I thought I will share a few things that I read over the couple of months, and the things that I learned through my experience. All of us, including me, we have gone through difficult times, difficult periods, and I'm happy that I'm a survivor, and I'm sure there are lots of people who are survivors in this world. And I'm glad that I am able to come and share a few things, the strategies that I use to overcome some of the difficulties. So I hope those strategies will help you today as well. So, uh, when you are in isolation, you go through different emotions such as anxiety and stress, and I'm sure every one of you feel that. Please send me a message. Please state whether you are going through those kind of emotions right now, and I will help you. I will try to give you some strategies that I practice, that I took on board today, and you can try to stay positive during this time for your family's sake and for yourself sake. So the first strategy is reframing your thoughts. In 2017 book Happy by Darren Brown talks about a tennis player going into the tennis match thinking, I'm going to win today, setting that high expectation on himself. But what he's saying is, if you set that high expectation on yourself, uh, if you lose, if that person is a perfectionist, that person might just give up on the dream fully because you have set that high expectation on yourself. But rather than saying, I will win today, if you say, I will try my best today, that can help you better cope up with the loss. Even if you lose the match, you might feel that I did my best, so it's okay. So you will feel better. So how can we apply that strategy to COVID-19 situation? Rather than thinking, I will not get COVID. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I will not get it. If we can reframe that thought and say, I will practice good hygiene and I will practice social distancing. I will try my best to keep my family safe and myself safe. I think that that thought process, that reframing could help all of us uh, rather than saying, I will not get it because we don't know. We don't know. We can't, it's very uncertain. So that's one way of staying positive. I always tell my son, do your best. I don't tell him, be the winner. I'm sure you agree with me. If you say be the winner or be the first, we are setting our kids or ourselves that expectation, that high expectation. They might feel that if they lose, I'm a loser. But if we tell ourselves, I'll try my best to I'll try my best to stay happy today and do the little things that make me happy, rather than saying I will be happy. I believe that we will be able to stay a bit positive without if we stop setting high expectations on every one of us and become kind to ourselves. So that's the first strategy that I learned and I practice as well. And the second strategy is focusing on small happy things. So Sandy Mann, a lecturer at the University of Central Lancashire, in her book 10 Minutes to Happiness, said, keep a journal of happy things. And he asked, in that book, he talks about 6 questions that we can answer every day in our journal. I will read those questions to you, and I want you to think about those questions. Think about today. And if you don't mind, you can share the answers. First question she says is, what experience gave you pleasure today? Even the simplest experience, if that gave you pleasure, she's asking us to write it down. And the second one is, what feedback or praise did you receive? Feedback in the sense means feedback from your child or your family or your friend. It doesn't have to be feedback from your colleagues or your boss. So if your son says you're beautiful or the food is delicious and you feel that love, and please write it down. Then the third one is, what were the moments of pure good fortune? Then the fourth question is, what were your achievements, however small? If you were able to clean the bathroom, for an example, that's an achievement, isn't it? So you could write it down. And the fifth thing is, what made you feel grateful? I'm grateful for the safety, and we have um, a roof on top of our heads, and we have food, and we are safe. So I'm grateful for that. So how did you express kindness? Even the simplest word of kindness that you expressed towards an animal or a friend or towards a tree or nature, you could write it down. So those are the 6 questions she mentions in her book. She says that keeping a journal can help us because during difficult times, when we go through the past happy moments that made us happy, can help us survive through difficult times. It has helped me. I don't say I write every day, but I try to write at least once a week about the things that I'm happy. And when you read in 1 or 2 months later, you realize when you are down, when you are feeling low, there are moments that you feel overwhelmed and you feel lots of negative thoughts come to your mind because nobody is perfect. And when we go through whatever the little thing that we have written, it makes you happy. So if you are feeling overwhelmed right now, and if you are feeling stressed, if you feel there's no way out of this situation, and if you're feeling uh, negative, uh, my my advice for you right now is write the little things that made you happy right now today. And you could start maybe today and see how it goes and let me know. I would like your feedback. And the third thing that I do is limit myself from negative media. The research has shown that negative media, too much exposure to negative news, heightens our stress. True, isn't it? The more we read, the more we expose ourselves, heighten our stress. I'm not saying we shouldn't listen to news. We should watch what the government has to say. We should follow all the regulations. But what I'm saying is we need to have a limit. We need to limit that exposure. For an example, I tell myself I will read news, I will watch it 1 hour, 7 to 8. That's the time I watch, and I stop. then we can focus on other things. We can focus on watching and doing whatever that makes us happy. If watching Netflix makes you happy, you can watch that. If playing with your kids makes you happy, you can do that. Because isolation can be the biggest risk to someone's life. So we have to do the little things that makes us happy. So by limiting ourselves to negative exposure. If you agree with me, I would like some thumbs up. So if negative exposure has made you unhappy, uh, please tell me that. Then fourth strategy is decluttering. It's not for everyone. There are little things that you find comfort in. For some people, clutter makes you happy. For me, decluttering helps. That means getting rid of unnecessary things. But I'm wearing these earrings. One of my friends gave them almost 15 years ago. One of my university friends. So I'm wearing them today to remind myself that I'm grateful for that friendship, that everlasting friendship. So there are things like letters, the feedback I received from my students, the farewell gifts that my students have given me. I still keep them. I don't throw them away because they make me happy. And decluttering means you get rid of whatever the unnecessary things from your space. You have space for yourself, your workstation, or the kitchen that you work in, your living room. Then that also can help you feel happy for some people. And the fifth strategy, the last strategy that helped me is self-care. If we don't love ourselves, we can't love someone else. So I believe in that. We have to look after ourselves. So for self-care, today is International Self-Care Day. So it's a perfect day to talk about self-care. So what I do to look after myself, there are things that I do. I drink a lot of water. I eat a lot of healthy food. I maintain a good weight and I try to lose my weight as well. And I talk to my friends who are very positive, and I talk to my family. I I go for walks if the weather is good, and I listen to the song Kelly Clarkson's song. That's my motto. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm sure you have listened to that song. That song has helped me a lot as well. So, and the next thing is I use Kalaya's revitalizing glow mask and have a hot bath. That's also something I do weekly for self-care. So these are the 5 strategies that I have learned and that I wanted to share with you. So the first one is reframing your thoughts. Second one is focusing on little things, small things. And then third one, limiting yourself to negative media. Fourth one, decluttering yourself. And fifth one is self-care. So these are the 5 strategies that I wanted to come and talk to you about. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate your support. Please send me feedback. Uh, please send me messages, texts like you always do. And hope to see you next time. Good night.